Welcome to the deep dive. Today, well, we've got some really intense excerpts from a classic Fyodor Dostoevsky's The Gambler. Thanks for sending these in.
It's a powerful one.
Totally. So our mission today is to kind of unpack this world. It's full of chance, obsession, these incredibly messy relationships, all through the eyes of this unnamed narrator.
And see what insights we can maybe pull out for you.
Exactly. Okay, let's get into it.
So the first thing that really jumps out from these sources is just how raw the narrator's perspective is. He doesn't really hold back.
No, he doesn't. He talks about feeling, what was it, less than a man, especially when Polina's around.
Right. And he has this real disdain for, like, normal morality. He dismisses judging his own thoughts or actions by any kind of standard code. It's interesting.
It is. It's like he's on a totally different wavelength. But it's a weird mix, isn't it? He hates all the scheming, the superficiality, but he's completely sucked into it, especially where Polina's concerned. He kind of despises them but can't get away.
Absolutely. And Polina, she's like the center of gravity for him.
Yeah.
The sources paint her as this complete mystery.
Yeah, definitely an enigma. Beautiful, apparently, but cold. Treats him terribly sometimes, but then gives him these little glimmers of hope, and there's all this hinting about her situation with Digrier, the Frenchman. Money trouble, social pressure. It's not spelled out.
No, it's very murky. And the narrator's feelings for her, wow, they're just so intense, almost destructive, you know? It's this blend of worship and resentment.
And all that tension, that desperation, where does it push him?
Straight to the roulette table. That's really the heart of the story, isn't it? The gambling.
It seems like it. He starts off just watching, right? Seeing people look for systems in total chaos.
Yeah.
Trying to control the uncontrollable.
Yeah, exactly. And then inevitably he gets pulled into the whirlwind himself. He talks about gambling like it's a challenge to fate itself.
Ooh, I like that. A challenge to fate.
Yeah. The passages describe this fearful pleasure of success, you know, that incredible high of winning.
Followed by the crash.
Instantly. He wins, what was it, 4,000 gulden in like 5 minutes?
Crazy money.
And then stakes it all again because of this strange sensation, this challenge, and loses it. But then later, he wins that massive amount, 200,000 francs.
Which was just astronomical back then.
Absolutely colossal. It just shows the wild swings, the emotional roller coaster Dostoevsky captures so well.
That extreme volatility really defines his whole experience there. And just when things are reaching fever pitch with him and Polina, boom, the grandmother arrives.
Oh, the grandmother. Her entrance just throws a massive wrench into everyone's plans, especially the generals.
Right, they're all waiting for her inheritance.
And she just shows up and dives headfirst into gambling. It's described so vividly, pure impulse, totally stubborn, betting huge amounts on zero even when people try to stop her.
It loses everything, right? So fast.
Like lightning. It's almost comical but also tragic. Such a stark contrast to the calculating younger generation. It really highlights different kinds of folly, I think.
Yeah, different ways obsession can manifest. And this is all happening against this backdrop of, well, debt and desire everywhere you look.
Totally. You've got the general, completely broke, obsessed with Mademoiselle Blanche.
Who only wants his non-existent money, or rather the expectation of it.
Exactly. A match made in, well, desperation.
Yeah.
And then there's Mr. Astley, the quiet Englishman.
Astley. He's just watching it all unfold. You mentioned passages where he actually shows kindness, right? He bails the narrator out.
Yeah, he pays his debts to get him out of debtor's prison in Paris. He's this quiet counterpoint to all the chaos. And it's pretty clear he's in love with Polina, too, in his own reserved way.
So many tangled threads. And there are some really intense moments, key scenes that just lay it all bare.
Oh, definitely. Like Polina's reaction when the narrator wins that huge fortune for her.
She throws it back in his face, rejects it completely.
Yeah, like he was trying to buy her, and then he just spirals, right? Goes to Paris with Mademoiselle Blanche and just burns through all that money.
It shows he can't handle success any better than failure, maybe, or genuine connection.
Seems that way. He's just completely undone. And afterwards, when he's lost it all, he hits absolute rock bottom, says, I am zero, nothing.
Such despair. But even then, the sources show he still clings to this hope, this delusion maybe, that gambling is the answer, that it'll somehow save him.
It's persistent, that belief. And Astley kind of delivers the final verdict on everyone, doesn't he?
Yeah, that epilogue section, what happens?
Well, Astley tells him the general died. The grandmother also died, but left her money to Polina and the general's other kids, not the schemers.
Oh, interesting. So Polina is okay financially.
Seems so. And after being ill, she ends up traveling with Astley's family. So maybe a path away from all that toxicity.
A different kind of future, perhaps.
Perhaps. But Astley's last words to the narrator are really brutal. He basically says the narrator never understood Polina at all.
Yeah.
That his obsession blinded him completely.
Wow. Quite the indictment. What a journey this deep dive has been. It really sucks you into that world, the sheer destructive force of obsession, the randomness of fate.
It really does.
It makes you think, when you're caught up in something like that, some emotional whirlwind or just chance, where do you find any control or real connection?
That's the lingering question, isn't it? That fine line between hope and delusion, and how we find meaning when everything feels so chaotic.
Absolutely. Well, if this exploration of The Gambler got you thinking, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next deep dive.
And if you found these insights compelling, give us a like.
Definitely. And leave us a comment. We'd love to know what part of the story or the passages you sent really stood out for you.